I found a stranger's face staring at me from my bedroom window at 2 a.m. It was a particularly stormy night, and the power had gone out. The howling wind and the pounding rain were bad enough, but the sudden darkness added an extra layer of unease. I live in a rural area, far from neighbors or streetlights, so when it goes dark, it's pitch black. As I fumbled for my flashlight, I heard a tapping sound coming from the window. At first, I brushed it off as the wind-driven branches, but the tapping became more deliberate, rhythmic. My heart started racing. I convinced myself it was just my imagination, bolstered by the storm outside. But then I saw it. A pale face, barely visible through the rain-streaked glass. The eyes were wide open, unblinking, staring straight at me. I froze, every hair on my body standing on end. The face was gaunt, almost skeletal, with deep shadows hollowing out the cheeks. It was so close, pressed against the window, that I could see the breath fogging up the glass. I gathered the courage to shine my flashlight directly at the window. The beam cut through the darkness, illuminating the face in stark detail. It was a man, with wild, unkempt hair and eyes that looked almost lifeless. He didn't flinch or move, just kept staring. I backed away slowly, trying not to make any sudden movements. I reached for my phone, but of course no signal. I was completely isolated. The tapping started again, louder this time. I couldn't tear my eyes away from the window. The man's gaze followed me as I moved across the room. I felt trapped, like a cornered animal. Desperate, I grabbed a kitchen knife and shouted at him to go away. He didn't react, just kept tapping and staring. After what felt like an eternity, the face finally disappeared into the darkness. I stayed awake the rest of the night, knife in hand, waiting for him to return. He never did. The next morning, I went outside to check the window. There were no footprints, no sign that anyone had been there. Just smudges on the glass where the face had pressed against it. I've since installed security cameras and floodlights around my property, but I still can't shake the feeling of those eyes watching me. Every stormy night, I find myself glancing nervously at the window, half expecting to see that face again. I never found out who he was or what he wanted. Maybe it was a drifter, lost in the storm. Or maybe it was something else. Something that wasn't supposed to be there. All I know is that I've never felt truly safe in my own home since that night.